The window seat. Subscribe to Future Focus Media's YouTube channel for more motivational stories that inspire and uplift. Share this story to spread the message of happiness and mindfulness. In a quiet hospital ward, two patients were admitted into the same room. One of them, Mr. Thomas, was an elderly gentleman with kind eyes and a warm smile. He had been bedridden for weeks due to a heart condition. The other, Mr. Raymond, was a middle-aged businessman who had recently undergone surgery and was struggling with the anxiety of being away from his work and family. The room had only one window, and Mr. Thomas was fortunate to have the bed right next to it. Every morning, as sunlight streamed through the curtains, Mr. Thomas would look out and describe the world beyond the glass to Mr. Raymond, who was confined to his bed with no view of the outside. "The park is alive with children playing," Mr. Thomas would say with a smile. "There's a young couple walking hand in hand. Oh, and look, there's a man selling balloons. Red, blue, and yellow, swaying in the breeze." Mr. Raymond would close his eyes and picture the scenes. For a brief moment, he forgot his worries and felt transported to the lively park. Every day, Mr. Thomas's descriptions became a source of joy and hope for him. One morning, as Mr. Raymond lay awake, he realized how much he looked forward to Mr. Thomas's stories. He began to reflect on his own life. "Have I ever brought this kind of joy to anyone?" he wondered. Over time, Mr. Thomas's words became more than just descriptions. They became lessons. "See how the children laugh without a care," he said one day. "Happiness doesn't come from possessions. It comes from moments like these." "And the balloons," Mr. Thomas said another day. "They float higher when they're lighter. Maybe we'd be happier if we let go of what weighs us down." Mr. Raymond began to change. He started practicing mindfulness, appreciating small things like the sound of the nurse's laughter or the comforting aroma of his morning tea. He began writing letters to his family, not about his work, but about how much he loved and missed them. One morning, Mr. Thomas's bed was empty. The nurses explained that he had passed away peacefully in the night. Mr. Raymond felt a deep sadness, but also immense gratitude for the lessons he had learned from his kind roommate. A few days later, Mr. Raymond asked to be moved to the bed by the window. When the nurses helped him over, he eagerly turned his head to see the view that had brought him so much joy. To his surprise, the window faced a plain brick wall. Confused, he asked the nurse, "How could Mr. Thomas describe such beautiful scenes when there's nothing here but a wall?" The nurse smiled. Mr. Thomas was blind. He couldn't see the wall, let alone a park. He simply wanted to bring you happiness. Tears welled in Mr. Raymond's eyes. He realized that the true beauty Mr. Thomas shared wasn't outside the window, but within his heart. He had used his imagination to create joy for someone else, even in his own darkness. From that day on, Mr. Raymond vowed to live like Mr. Thomas. He began to find ways to bring happiness to others, through kind words, small gestures, and the courage to share hope even in difficult times. As you finish reading this story, take a moment to think about how you can bring light into someone's life. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can have the greatest impact. If this story touched your heart, share it with your friends and family. Let's spread the message of happiness and mindfulness together. Don't forget to subscribe to Future Focus Media's YouTube channel for more inspiring stories. Together, we can make the world a brighter place.